Hi, you guys. Yay, we made it. We made it. We made it. Where are we?
Episode 101.
101?
101.
Who's the Dalmatian here? Who's got the coat? Stephanie's got the coat, I bet. Oh my God. What do you do? What do you do after you've hit this milestone? What do we do after we've done a great show? What's the protocol that you have post show? Do you have one?
Go home and
Sometimes that's what it feels like, and sometimes that's okay. It is okay to feel lucky.
It totally works.
The show is not successful, but you also have to step over that. When you don't sell during a show, it just means you have to work twice as hard to make it successful afterwards.
So, do you want me to?
Do you have a
Yeah,
Like
go
a-
ahead, Cheryl. Steph?
Okay.
do you have like
So what I
a
usually do, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well I was just based on what Denise just said, Stephanie, but I'll ask after. I'll write my question down and then you say what you think.
Okay. So what I generally like to do post-show is like, I know some people go and like email clients or potential clients right away, but I take a day or so and try to like organize all my paintings and everything that came out of my tent. And then after that, I look at my book where I've hopefully collected a lot of email addresses, and I add them to my list, my email list, to hopefully send them emails telling them where I'm going to be next, or telling them about new paintings, et cetera, thanking them for coming to the show, stuff like that.
Actually, this question then is for everybody. Do you have like different columns that then you'll go by? These are the people I saw that bought. These are the people that didn't buy something. I've got different messages and communications for each one. I've got a different list for each one. And I bet Denise is all organized like that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not exactly like that. I have a spreadsheet, and then I have two spreadsheets.
Of course.
One spreadsheet for my collectors, and then one spreadsheet for potential collectors. And in there, I will have their information, so I know who they are. I will have a little note about what we talked about when I first met them, and whether they were with a partner, and what their name is, and stuff like that. So I remember who they are, because usually I have like a really nice conversation with people, and I try to sort of figure out what it is they are looking for. And then when I have conversations with them, every time I will mark down the date I had that conversation, how I had this conversation, whether it was via text, via email, and then a little bit of what I talked about, like whether I sent them a picture or if I asked them a question or whatever. And then when they reply to me, I will also put like either the entire reply or the gist of it into another like little, and I keep this track of everything, of the entire conversation. And then I will also in the front have a column where it says the dates for me to follow up with them. So sometimes I try to do it regularly. Like during the show, the moment they sign up, I will text them the same day, usually with a picture or a question or whatever. And then I will do that throughout the show. I will keep contact with them, because during the show there might still be an opportunity for them to come back. Sometimes they have questions, sometimes they want to look at something in their house, think about something, so I'll keep in touch with them while I am there. And then after the show I will do that periodically, less frequently, and it really depends person to person. Like some people, for example, some people will tell me, oh, I'm in the move right now, so it's going to take me, or I'm renovating, and then it's going to take a while, so it would be really not very considerate of me if I would keep spamming them with emails every week or every day. So I'll give them a period of time, and then after 2 or 3 months, I'll just check in and say, hey, how's it going? How's your move going? Or how's your new apartment? Or what's the color of your new walls? Whatever. And then you have conversations with them.
Sorry, this email, it's just personal. It's personal with the particular. It's not you're not talking about the newsletter or the email that you send to every all the.
I do collector, and some people it really depends on how the conversations go. Sometimes people get I will start a personal conversation with all of them, and sometimes they let me know that they're not in the market right now, or it's going to take a long time or whatever. So I move them to the mailing list, and they get every week I will send them an email with a story or whatever new work shows coming up, same as Stephanie does. And then the people that I'm having personal conversations with, some of them are on my mailing list, some of them choose to sign up by themselves while they have conversations with me. Usually when they have conversations with me, they will always also look at my website and see like pop up and sign up there. But I will not put them on the mailing list at that time, because I'm having personal conversations with them. So it's not really, I don't want to.
You're using text, right, Denise?
If I have the opportunity, yes, I text them. I find that more, you get a lot more response that way. Some people don't like to give their phone number, so I'll do email, but emails are not open as frequently. So, and I also call them. I will give them a call every once in a while. I'll just pick a time. I have this one lady, and she's too busy to react to the text, but when I call her, she picks up the phone, and we have a little conversation.
I have to say that somebody contacted me for the first time through text because I have my contact info on one of the art market sites that I'm on, and we ended up having a very nice conversation. It's like total stranger asked me about my painting and like, oh, what's the price and blah blah blah, and it was. And then we just ended up having a conversation. It was very interesting. And I thought, you know what, it's time for me to follow up and see how that person is doing.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Following up doesn't have to be about you pushing your work at them. You can also just follow up asking them about them.
Yeah.
Because you want to know about them. You want to know how they feel, and you want to build a relationship with them. So I'll send them a picture. I'll be like, "Hey, happy Monday! I thought you might like this artwork just to brighten your morning." And then I'll ask them a question.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm genuinely having, like you say, wonderful conversations with people, and I'm loving just building that relationship. And it's actually much more pleasant for me not to have to tell them every like I'm pushing my work on them. I just, and the nice thing about these people is that they are genuinely interested, and they are happy when I send them a text.
Most of them, you met them in person at a show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're happy for me to contact them and to remind them of things, or to send them or I have this lady. She just signed for a commission with me, and we've been having these wonderful video calls on a sort of almost weekly basis, just to talk her through the process, and we were making some decisions on size and just to make her feel comfortable. And I find it much easier to just hop on a Zoom call or a Google Meet or whatever and having a conversation face to face, that as opposed to me sending her like, oh, we can do these sizes, oh, but maybe this is better, or that just takes too much time. And luckily she was she also liked doing it, and she was very accommodating. So
yes, but you are having a conversation via video with someone that has commissioned to you something, so you need to talk.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I was thinking I don't feel to talk with someone that I don't know just to.
Well, I agree with you, because I was like that too.
I mean, probably I'm not the right person to, because I don't like to talk on the phone with someone.
I don't either. I hate phone calls.
And I don't know who is the person. I don't answer. So.
No. But you see, I was like that too. But first of all, these people, you've met them, so they're not strangers.
Yes.
And in addition, it is a great way to filter out the people who are not interested. Now, when somebody emails me about a painting or whatever, I will ask them, let's hop on a Zoom. Let's talk about it. I want to know where your head's at. And if they're not serious, they won't do that. If they are serious, they'll want to talk to the artist.
Yeah.
They'll feel special, and it's easy because you already know what you're talking about. You have this thing in common, this painting that they like, or the artwork, or they'll have questions. And the easy thing is you want to know about them, so you just ask them a question and let them talk.
Yeah, because we already went to all that effort to put on the show where we met these people, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking like this is after we've already made that massive effort of of making the artwork, framing the artwork, mounting the artwork, finding somewhere to show it, bringing people in to see it. I mean, that's a lot, right? So when we really think about it, doing the follow-up is not really that much.
No, and it's just especially if you do it regularly, if you have like you scheduled out, then and you don't have to do them all at the same time either. I now have it set up where I can do like I'll do 2 or 3, and then I can do something fun, because it's not the most fun task in the world, but if you just do 2 or 3, then it's fine. It's like half an hour, and then you can do something fun.
Well, so Denise, do you have a script or something that you use, or a series of notes in your texts, and you make a copy?
Well, I know what I'm gonna ask them, because I know what our conversation was about. So if I know that they were moving, for example, I can ask them how their move is going, or if they like.
They were looking at a certain painting when you were talking to them.
Exactly. So that's why it's important to keep notes. I do that at the show too. I will quickly jot down a couple of notes, their names and a couple of notes, right after I talk to them on my phone. I do that in a notes thing, and it's very short, but that makes me also remember who they are. And
what do you do when you go back home? You go back to the hotel or something. You go through your notes and then you do something with that note, or do you have it somehow magically and automatically computerly set up, and it'll just
no. I just copy and paste it over into my Excel or like my spreadsheet. It's all hand, and then some people I text, and some people I'll call, and some people I'll email, depending.
And you have
a fairy godmother that goes.
Yeah. I wish I did.
We all wish we had that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So how about you, Cheryl? You do a lot of shows.
I don't do as much follow-up as what you do, and really I should. And yeah, I mean, you've got some really great ideas. I suppose that when I sell a painting, I go through a process. I have a sheet of how to hang them. I usually have particular sort of hooks that I give to the person. I will also have an envelope with more of my work that goes with it.
That's also smart.
At the back of it. So I try to almost like give them a gift of more postcards and other little pieces that they can
disseminate your work with.
Yeah. And especially the work that they usually bought, I try to put in a few postcards of that so that they can give it to someone. I just bought this.
Yeah. Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I try to do that.
That's actually a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea if you get the chance to deliver an artwork in person and to hang it. First of all, take all of the footage you can get, video, photos. Take the photo with the people in front of the artwork. Do it all, and then it's a great idea to bring some other artwork with you, like a piece or two that go with that piece. Just to tell them, oh yeah, I have this piece too, and I thought you might like it. It goes really well together. What do you think? How do you feel?
Yeah.
And a gift. A gift is always good.
Yeah. A gift. What kind of gift? Like champagne?
For example, what you said, Cheryl, the cards or a little pretty.
Or a book of your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Something.
Cards? I thought I misheard that.
Cards.
Like cards.
Sorry, postcards.
Oh, cards.
Cards.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like raisins. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Some people include a sketch or two of the piece during the process.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
That's a really nice idea. Actually, that's probably a nice idea to fill out the concept. Would you like the preliminary paintings, drawings, this how I went through this. That's a really nice idea, isn't it? That could
So-
also help.
As like a value add purchase, you mean, or as a gift, or both? Or each?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both.
as part of your basically your package, right? Like even when I sell one of my scarves, I then make packaging. I take a botanical print on paper and I turn that into the envelope, and I make sure that the entire packaging follows through with the aesthetic of the work, right?
Oh my gosh,
So
that
you're
is
not just
gorgeous.
getting your certificate of authenticity, you're also getting like this kind of like special little, like when you buy nice perfume, right? It's the packaging.
Yeah. Well, but it's true though, because buying art, it's all about the experience. It has to be a positive experience, and the whole thing, like even the talks you have with them, it all becomes part of the story of buying that piece of art, and
Yeah.
the packaging, like Rose says, and the gift and everything. It's a whole experience.
Yeah.
That's what you're selling. You're selling an experience. You're just not selling just a painting.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest concept to get over, isn't it? I heard that again the other day. We went out to lunch at a couple who had a restaurant, which was no longer a restaurant in their house, but they opened it for special events. And they had lots of art on their wall, lots of unusual pieces, really diverse how they bought everything. And the question was, you've collected a lot of art? And she said, yeah. She said, I know a lot of artists. She said, and each one of them, I know the artist who did the painting. And she said, and it was almost that whole idea that she knew every single artist, or she collected these from artists that she
Felt the
knew.
connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you've talked about that before, Cheryl.
know,
that they,
I know.
They buy the art because they know you. They buy it because of you, not necessarily
know.
because of the art.
I know, isn't that
Yeah.
interesting? And we often get that around the wrong way, don't we? We often think that people just buy art because of its decorative quality. We forget about how the art of the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I guess if it was just the decorative quality, you'd go over to, Arts for Us down at the corner store where they also do framing and sell sheets. And
Stephanie, we can't hear you, honey.
I'm not saying anything important. So I'll mute myself.
perfect.
And there's a lot of background noise here. So.
Wow, this is just like, you guys have such good ideas. These are things I've never thought of before, and even more, I don't know, more importantly, but more painfully, I don't recall this ever being mentioned in any of the, art marketing business classes that I may have taken with my friends here.
Yeah.
Was this covered? Did I miss that day?
Then there's the whole aspect of when you're in a curated show or juried show, whatever, right? That, I mean, I always make sure that I make contact with the curator or the gallery director, and I don't just go and pick up my art and leave, but that I go and sometimes even do like that gift thing, like the postcard or something, for the person who went and hung it and curated me into the show, because you're also making those connections. And then the other thing is, make sure you go and attend the show, even if you can't go to the opening. If you're taking part in a group show, the least you can do is to support the other artists and go and see the work that they put into the show. Because I've been to many group shows where out of like 15 artists, only 9 of us are there.
Yeah.
And only 9 of us ever bothered to go and see the show throughout the whole thing.
And also share the show. Share it on social media.
Yeah.
Tag the artists, tag the gallery. Like it's just the small thing that you can do to help everybody.
Yeah, it's not just about going and picking up your art if it didn't sell during that show or if it wasn't for sale or whatever. It's also, acknowledging the people who went to the work to hang the show for you.
So that just reminds me, just as like a little aside, that so a friend of mine, she's like a really lovely, personable person, and she'd get people to do things for her anyways, and she so she'll like bring, donuts to the hospital where her friend is staying. So her friend gets great care just because she does something so simple like that. And that's what I'm hearing you say too, Rose. It's like, and what you're all saying really is like treating people like people, and being generous of spirit, which is pretty easy for most artists. I think probably we're
Yeah.
tend to be a pretty generous kind of bunch.
Well, that's the funny thing though, because we all feel, I think, at least that's how I felt in the beginning when I started doing the follow-ups, is I felt I was bothering people, that I felt like I was sort of pushing my work on them and bothering them by contacting them. But it's the other way around. They're happy when I contact them, and you're just reminding them of something, and you're building this relationship with them, and that's much different than trying to sell them something.
Cool. I think we're kind of at our time. This was an amazing conversation. I don't know if you guys learned anything, because you guys were all having the answers, but I learned a ton, and I bet the people who might be watching might learn a ton too. Episode 101. If you haven't printed your beautiful picture of your celebratory glass yet, people out there in TV land, go ahead to, where are they going to each of our websites, to our IA
And they're
website?
actually going to the International Art Alliance it's org, right? ORG. And then there will be a link on the front page where you can click, and then you can choose which prints you would like to receive from us right there and there.
So cool. And if you haven't seen it yet, watch episode 100, not just because we're super cute and everything, but because what we did, what Denise was able to put together with all of our work, furthering our palimpsest mindset into the future. It was really very cool. You'll really like it. All right. Well, thank you for being here, guys. It's so good to see you.
Thanks,
around the
everybody.
world. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.